Hey, sister girl. So, every February, we are told to celebrate love by buying more, eating more sugar, drinking more alcohol, and calling that romance. Valentine's Day is a multi billion-dollar industry that claims to honor the heart while loudly encouraging habits that damage the heart. So tonight we're going to slow down the conversation and talk about what actually protects the heart, what humans were designed to eat, and why so much of what we associate with love has more to do with marketing than with health. So we're not taking your joy away. Don't worry. But tonight we are truth telling and reclaiming love from the lie. My name is Robin Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. I am certified in nutrition in the standard American diet, which I do not recommend. And it's because I have seen the outcomes that come from the standard American diet: chronic disease, metabolic dysfunction, people doing everything right and still getting sicker. Heart disease, did you know this? Heart disease is the number one cause of death. All cause mortality. Heart disease is number one. And most people are trying to protect their heart using advice that never addresses the root cause of the problem. So tonight, we're here to shame those traditions. Shame on them. We're going to tell the truth and give you something better to stand on. Welcome back to Hey Sister Girl.
Yes, so hang in there with us, guys, because this is going to be really, really good. It's just not about the heart pumping itself. Valentine is in here too. So, hi, everybody. My name is G Brown, G Brown, the lifestyle changer. I am also a certified nutritionist trained in the standard American diet. You know, all those donuts and everything that we were eating, the good old oatmeal. I don't recommend it at all. At all. And I wanted to be clear about something up front. I'm not here to make you change. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm also not a medical doctor. But who am I? I am a woman who lived with chronic illness, okay? And I no longer have it. I lived with high blood pressure, chronic inflammation, joint pain, insulin resistance. That's a new term that we're hearing. And every time I open my mouth and say it, or every time someone says it and I hear it, that to me is not plain enough. I am a visual learner. So I want you to hold on, stay with me, because I'm going to break it down into the simplest terms. And you're going to be like, ah, that's what it is. All right. But what else did I have? Fibromyalgia. And they had me on 3 years of Percocets. 3 years. Uh, what they told me was what was happening to my body was a part of aging.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to hear this clearly. I didn't heal anything as a vegan. What that mean? I was a vegan for 4.5 years. I believed in it. I believed in it fully because that's what y'all told me, top of the food chain, that that's what I was going to do. None of those conditions, none of them resolved. All right. There was for me no research binge. I didn't do anything. I didn't have a master plan. One day, without any prompting, my brother was at the house and asked one simple question: have you ever heard of an all meat diet? No, I hadn't. I mean, you told us that's not what we should be eating. But on that day, my husband tried it that same day. All right, let me show y'all my husband real quick. And that's him now. Okay. Within days, I saw a difference. So I went from no meat at all to only meat. And that was May 26th of 2023. And I have never looked back. Today, my blood markers are optimal. So anybody that want to know, like, okay, but what about this? Honey, I am on zero medications. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I live without pain, no joint pains, and my body is getting fine. Well, I'll talk about that one later. You talking about a
Ooh, y'all,
Valentine,
you better
honey.
look
You
out
better
now.
stop it. You better stop what I say, huh? And my body responds, like I'm aging backwards. So when Robin and I talk about food, sleep, movement, heart health, we're not just talking. We're talking our lived experience. And because of that, every Monday at 7 p.m., Robin and I go live and have this grounded, practical conversation with you guys about food, sleep, movement, and any of those systems that will benefit you because all of them work together over time. So tonight we're going to talk about Valentine's Day. Ooh, I wish my husband would wait one time a year to get me something, but then I digress. Your heart health is the most important. It's not emotional, it's not commercial, but honestly, it's biologically, ancestrally, and practical. So, what am I talking about? What we were told versus what the body actually responds to. For decades, heart disease was framed as a fat problem. Woo, don't eat that fat. If I hear that one more time, a
Right.
cholesterol problem, but better than that, a red meat problem. Your man likes steak and eggs. Okay? We were told to avoid red meat, fear saturated fat, replace butter with margarine, and here comes vegetable oil. How many vegetables is in there that made that oil for that cheap? I digressed again. While people follow that advice, you tell me you probably know more people now with heart disease and high blood pressure and diabetes than ever when we were growing up. Okay? Obesity has risen. Type 2 diabetes actually has exploded. It's nothing for somebody to say, I'm finna get two toes cut off. It's like that's just regular everyday talk. The metabolic syndrome became normal. Now, when I say that, let me show you what I'm talking about. We see this all the time and feel that there's nothing wrong. I'm asking you tonight uh, to think about one question. That's it. How's that working for you? How does it feel? Is it working for you following what it is that they say? So, Robin, go ahead and just tell them about the unchanged uh, part.
All right. So, basically, we're going to talk a little bit about biology tonight. Y'all know I'm not a biologist. I'm not a medical doctor. I ain't no scientist, but we need to have a little bit of an understanding about human design rather than the modern convenience. So, if we think about history, right? I just want you to go back to the 70s. You ain't even got to go all the way back. Go back to the 70s and look at those pictures of your people. How did your people look in the 70s? Okay, let's go back a little bit further. Let's look at the 50s. How did the people look before all of these modern conveniences came in when they were eating whole regular food, right? So back in the day, in ancestral times, the food was nutrient dense. Today, our food is coated in all kinds of stuff, chemicals, pesticides. Um, we talk about that glyphosate Roundup all the time. That stuff is toxic, but the food was more nutrient dense. People always ask me, well, the Bible says that you should be able to eat everything. I said, well, if you can find something that represents or that is similar to what they had during Bible times, you eat that. You go ahead and eat that. All right. So people did not eat a lot of sugar back in those days, right? So there was not all this everything just filled to the brim with sugar, sugar, sugar. And when they took the fat out, guess what they put in to make it taste like something, right? That was sugar. So sugar was rare back in those days. Thank you for the super sticker, Westfield 90. We appreciate you. Wow, nice. Thank you very much. And then we didn't eat 3 meals a day plus snacks. So eating was episodic. We ate first of all, back in ancestral days, we had to go hunt something down in order to eat it. We ate different foods. Yes, we did. We ate foods in season. So when things came into season, like, I think if a tribe found a thing of honey, They would eat honey till they just couldn't had honey coming out of their ears, right? Because it was not something they had all the time. So eating was episodic. And that metabolic rhythm does matter because what happens when when you're not eating all the time is that your insulin remains low and it remains stable, right? When you do that, then that fat that you got all over your body becomes your body's primary fuel, right? Inflammation decreases, blood pressure regulation improves, and your heart becomes metabolically flexible. So, what do animal based foods do? We're talking about carnivore. We talk about it all the time. We talk about being on a primarily meat based way of eating. Animal based foods provide bioavailable protein. Bioavailable means that's easily accessible to your body. So, think about this when you eat meat, do you ever see any meat coming out the other side? No, you do not. But if you eat vegetables and you eat grains, you eat corn, you may see some particles that come out the other side because it's not bioavailable to your body. Um, and then we have stable fats. So we're talking about saturated fat, meat-based fats like lard and tallow and bacon grease and duck fat and butter and ghee. All of those are stable and they resist oxidation. So also animal-based foods provide iron, zinc, B vitamins, fat soluble vitamins, basically everything that you need to sustain life. You can find it in meat, right? And so these nutrients directly support your cardiovascular function. And so the key concept, and we talk about it over here all the time, is being metabolically flexible means that your body has relearned how to burn fat for fuel. And then it will switch fuel sources automatically without stress, right? Your body can flex back and forth between glucose and fat as fuel. So, ancestral eating, which is what we're talking about tonight, supports that metabolic flexibility that we're looking for. And also, ultra processed foods destroy metabolic flexibility, right? So, when you return to a primarily animal based way of eating, we often see a lower fasting insulin, lower triglycerides, higher HDL, improved blood pressure, and I am a living witness because I was on my road to cardiovascular disease, hypertension, which runs in the family. You know, it runs in my family, but I changed the way I eat and I no longer have any kind of indication of high blood pressure, hypertension, don't have to take any medication. I'm not on any medications, and neither is my friend G here. We do not take medications. So we're really thankful for that. And then a reduction in inflammation. So inflammation reduces so fast, like it will make your head spin how fast inflammation can be reduced when you're eating the proper fuel. So, this is a predictable thing. It happens pretty much every time anybody converts over to animal-based eating. So, G, let's talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. What's up with that?
I do. Like we always say, follow the money. Aren't y'all tired of realizing that your health, everything, follow the money? So, Valentine's Day is marketed as love, but it operates as an economy. We can park right there. Don't allow that one day to dictate that about you. Who's getting the best flowers delivered at job? Mine better send me flowers. Well, first of all, I don't like flowers, but if I did, you better send me one just because it's Tuesday, huh? There, you don't wait. There's no way I would go out and fight the crowd just because you. It's a moneymaker. Candy, alcohol, restaurants, and then luxury gifts. Oh, you waiting right now to be on social media so you can see something like what the celebrities got. They didn't did all the rose petals. Who got rich off of that? Some of them ain't even together anymore. The message is simple. If you love someone, you'll buy them something. No, no. And often that something is unhealthy. Okay. Here's something you can buy for Valentine's Day. Y'all go shop the caskets. Huh? That don't sound right, right? But that's about pretty much what's happening. So with that, the holiday normalizes sugar as affection. Matter of fact, we can eat it. And let me tell you, there's just sometimes you get, ooh, your favorite candy bar. If you anything like me, I eat something really good. I get a little dance. I have my eyes closed. I'm in my moment. No, alcohol as intimacy. Come on, let's get a couple of glasses of wine before we turn in tonight. Been there, done that. And the overconsumption of a celebration. And traditions don't become harmful overnight. They become harmful when they go unquestioned. You never asked yourself, how did you get hooked up in that Valentine loop? Huh? It's baby, they turn around and do that in preschool with the little things. And oh my God, if you go to school and don't have this to share, candy. Okay. I said to someone today, people who don't want to change their lives are often willing to take medication so they continue to eat the way that they do. So if you're listening, I truly understand the thought of you giving these things up. But if you don't give them up, then medication is what you do along with the side effects. And guess what? You'll stay with it and keep going to the next one because something else is going to happen. You never just on one prescription. It's not like that. So I just say, um, how's that working for you? That's what I want to know. And one script often leads, like I said, to another. So you got the meds. The next thing you know, you got the inhaler. You got the blood pressure medicine, the diabetes medicine. Wait, and it gets better. Now you got the cane, you got the walker, you got the scooters, and if you're really good, then you can get you an electric scooter. Come on now. Then it's possible that it's going to go over to oxygen tank. That's a never-ending wheel that you're on all because they were trying to make money. Look at it. Open our eyes to this. But guess what? I ain't judging you because I too was once right there. I told you in the beginning, I'm just a regular person that found the answer. But I always ask what you're currently doing. How is that working for you? Your own medicines. I'm telling you something else. I'm not trying to convince you. How's it working for you? Hmm? Real love doesn't require self harm and it doesn't require to keep silent. Let me explain in simple terms so that I can understand what I'm saying because I'm going now into the insulin resistance that we always hear. We've said on here food is the foreplay for sleep. What you eat sets the tone for what your body's going to do overnight. What you eat. So if you ate a whole bunch of junk, you're going to feel that tonight. Come on, acid reflux. Come on, I can't lay down right now. Come on, that stuff coming up and to burn the back of your throat. Come on now. You know, sleep is for repair of your body. But when inflammation is supposed to calm down when you're asleep, that's when your joints are supposed to be calm. That's when the body is supposed to reset. Let me put it in everyday terms. This is okay. So watch this here. I do this now on the ship when I'm trying to explain this to somebody. So I want you to think of a restaurant. All right. All the workers in the restaurant, we're going to name them Mr. or Mrs. Insulin. That's their name. All right. They are insulin. The customers is food. So we come in and we're sitting down all over the restaurant, right? That insulin can go and bring out our orders and so on and so forth. No, we're pretty much the body. They bring out the orders, but all of a sudden it's a long line out there. Think of Valentine's Day. line way out there, 2 hour wait. But what happens if nobody decides to wait and everybody comes into the restaurant at the exact same time? So, what is Mr. and Mrs. Insulin? Those are the workers, right? They have to do something with you. So, they might sit two of you in one chair. How's that sounding for you? Or everybody comes in, well, listen, we don't have a table. So could you stand over in that corner? Um, 10 people in your thing. Okay, can you go stand over there? Just stand against the wall. You see, they just gonna keep piling it in. That's what bad sugar foods and stuff like that do to your body. Insulin is running around and it gets to the point, okay, look, we cannot handle all of this. Just start standing them in the corner. That's called stored fat. That's so you wonder why your arm is supposed to look like this, but then you got that big oh, that you can't see your elbow anymore. When is the last time you saw kneecaps? What about your ankles? Huh? The black ring around your neck. Huh? The dark circles around your eyes. That's not being tired. That's not being tired at all. That is the employees, insulin, sending you a signal. We can't sit any more people in here. See the dark circles and stuff that Robin had. We can't seat any more people. We can't stop coming to the restaurant. So I'm hoping this kind of gives you a visual of what I'm talking about. You can take this if everybody went to the hospital and just load it in. The workers can never get to the real sick people. They can't because they got all this other stuff going on. That's what's going on in your body. It can ever heal because you keep stuffing it and you only sleep 4 hours, 6 hours. You uncomfortable. Oh. Now everybody got a sleep apnea, a CPAP machine. You really think that's how we supposed to be sleeping with a whole mask on because you stop breathing? Come on. That's not how your life is supposed to be. It isn't. So that insulin resistance is the fact that you are continuously putting more than a teaspoon of sugar, and all insulin now can do is it's so tired. It's like, okay, you done ate another donut. Just put it over there. I'm out of energy. My human will not stop this. Now you're sitting at the table eating some chips, or this basket of candy is going to come in. All of this, and it seems like something so simple, but you tearing your body down. Okay, most people miss this. Insulin isn't starting a day fresh. It can't. So by the time you wake up, it's already tired from the overnight shift. And you get ready to start it all over again with sweet drinks, sweet tea, bread, pasta, snacks. Huh? I don't know what else to tell you. So go ahead, Robin. Give them a little bit.
So, I love that analogy. Our bodies are literally fighting for their lives with all of this sugar that we're incorporating, and we're going into another sugary holiday. Um, and so we're not talking about canceling Valentine's Day, but I'm just sitting here wondering when we normalize this massive overconsumption problem. We normalize this, and now we're all just walking around here sick, right? So we want to reclaim these holidays. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reclaim my holidays. I don't, necessarily want to give them up. I enjoy a good Valentine's dinner. I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like. So, how do we love ourselves? How do we love ourselves and love the people around us? And that is through safety, providing safety for people, right? In safety, I'm talking about stable blood sugars. We're not piling everybody into the restaurant all at once and expecting the waiters to be able to service them all, right? G talked about restful sleep, how important that is, prioritizing your sleep, and also, you know, working with your sleep. If you're not getting good sleep, you need to be tweaking and experimenting and trying new things to try to get better sleep, working on that sleep hygiene. And let that become a focus for you because restful sleep is very important. Otherwise, your cortisol is through the roof, and that's your fight or flight hormone, and you're fighting. You're in the fight. We want to have low inflammation. Inflammation all over the body causes all manner of disease. Almost any disease you can think of is caused by this chronic high insulin, high glucose, high insulin, and overall inflammation. So, low inflammation is critical to your life. And then the regulation of your nervous system. So, we want to love each other and love ourselves enough to make better choices. That's what we're talking about, is being able to make better choices. And when we think about what's about to happen with these kids, I'm gonna say the kids because I got these 5 grandkids up in here, and it's Valentine's Day, and they're gonna go and eat a whole bunch of candy, chocolates, and all of this stuff, and then we expect them to be on their best behavior, and they cannot. They cannot. They're struggling. They're fighting for their lives. So we don't need all this sugar. So, what does a simple, nourishing Valentine's Day meal look like? I'm going to show y'all because I've been eating nourishing Valentine's Day meals for a while. And so, this is my last year's Valentine's Day dinner. I went out to Ruth's Chris, which is an expensive steakhouse, but you can order a steak a la carte. So you got this giant tomahawk ribeye and then 2 shrimp. Oh, y'all, it was expensive. You talk about a money-making machine? A money making machine. That's what Valentine's Day is. And so, but that steak was perfect. And it was so very good. And the shrimp was good. And I can order that only. I don't have to take the sides. Like you go to these steakhouses and they're like, but it comes with the sides. I don't care. I don't want the sides. I don't eat the sides. Right. So, a simple, nourishing Valentine's Day meal can look like a ribeye or a New York strip steak, just seasoned
Hmm.
with salt, cooked in tallow or cooked in butter, or even just put it in your air fryer and it comes out absolutely. That's what I had today for dinner was an air fryer New York strip, some shrimp sauteed in butter and garlic if you are using those kinds of spices, or some scrambled eggs, sparkling or mineral water. What if you decide to just cook it together for your date night? Wouldn't that be nice? Y'all cook it together and enjoy your dinner together. One person sets the table, one person cooks the meal, light your candles, and enjoy you a beautiful Valentine's Day in safety. And for probably about a quarter of the prices you're gonna pay that you if you go out to Ruth's Chris, for instance, right? So that's about being connected. It's about being present, being there together. It's love that supports healing the heart, supporting the heart long after that plate is cleared and removed from the table. So these holidays are tripping people up. Those of you who have been on carnivore and it's gonna trip up for Valentine's Day, just don't bother. Don't bother because the holidays don't have to trip you up. A holiday, a birthday, any other day, an event at your church, or you going out somewhere, or you got whatever it is. It's another day to keep your body in safety, and to not raise your insulin and have your waiters just
Shove you in the
drowning,
corner.
just drowning, stuffing fat
Yeah,
into your fat cells is what they
there
doing,
you go. Heart
right?
health, we
Yep,
just want to tell you it isn't seasonal,
that's right.
and healing doesn't need permission from the holiday. I, before we started the show tonight, that's one of the things that I was sharing with Robin. I am at such peace with myself right now. I cannot say enough. I just want to have good days. I want to live my life pain free. If I choose to take the stairs, I can take the stairs. If I decide to park way in the back and walking and holding hands, I my husband and I 22 years in, and I know that our marriage is stronger and better today than it's been anywhere in the past. Um, Learn how to talk with your mate. You know, but here's the thing. Your body is so off that you keep trying to have conversations, but your body is in chaos.
Mhm.
And you wonder why you're arguing or you can't see eye to eye on certain things. It was sugar, huh? But let me just say this once again. I'm not here to change your life. I'm here to ask you to be honest with yourself. How is your current condition working for you? Okay, so listen, just so you know, from whence I come from, I am not pulling this out of my butt. See the sad American diet?
Uh-huh.
260 plus pounds.
Yep.
That was me as a vegan, and that's me as a carnivore on the right. That's all it is that I can share. But let me just say this. If you would like to just be in a room with other people that think like this and kind of plug into them, and it's like, ooh, or even taste the food, you are in luck because Impact 2026 is coming up. It's
Woo!
coming up. It's going to be in Kalamazoo. I'm
Woo!
almost said Missouri, Jesus. Kalamazoo,
Michigan.
Michigan. Yes.
Yes.
And so you can at any time pause the screen. You have until I think it's the day of Valentine or the day after.
Yeah,
This is
February
something that you can
15th.
do.
Early
So
bird
guess
ticket.
what? This
Mhm.
can be your gift to your Valentine that you turn around and you guys make a heart health decision to go to Kalamazoo. You'll meet doctors. You will, it's going to be phenomenal. That's all I can tell you. And so purchase that instead of standing in the line. And right now, you get the early bird special. It's right there. So you go back. She left it up there long enough. All you got to do is pause. Instead of standing in the line for people who don't know you, you don't know what they doing to the food back there. Oil is for engines, and this whole snowball rolls like that. The other thing that we have to offer you is that we have a free Hey Sister Girl group right there in Facebook. Put in Hey Sister Girl, you'll see it pop up. There we go. Hey, it's the Hey Sister Girl group. You need to go and do that. So meet in Kalamazoo, all right? And that is September 5th. Buy the
Yes.
ticket now. And then you have, so if you out of town, no biggie. Let her know. Honey, I'm taking you to Kalamazoo, Michigan this year. That's my gift to you. Let's change our life so we could be wonderful together. Let's get rid of the CPAP machine. Let's get rid of the high blood pressure medicine. Let's get rid of this diabetes because if you have type 2 diabetes, you have diabetes by choice. You're choosing it because all you had to do is change the food. So all those
Yes.
things that you're doing is by choice. So that's your date. Buy the ticket now, hand it to her, and let her know. Pack your bags, baby, because we are going on a trip. All right. But until then, we will see you guys next week. Mwah! Thank
Bye,
you for joining
everybody.
us. Bye.